Good morning. We're here again, just when you thought it was safe, eh? And the good thing is that as I saw that someone said that they were perhaps the only ones, well, I'm here and I'm really, really pleased to see all of you here as well. And there's a couple of names that I would particularly like to shout out to because I can see that they are online. And one of them is my lovely friend Catherine in Ireland. And I hope today is a good day for you. And also, I see that Kathy is there from Australia. So, yeah, lovely to see you all. So, it seems that you did like all of the Julie Hickey Christmas Joy collection yesterday because the main collection has virtually sold out, I think. But I wanted to show you these because I just love this Merry Christmas font with the two dies. Do like that. And I'm teaming it up today with the Poinsettia corner. Now I'm going to show you a couple of samples that I've done in a short while. But I'm going to make the card up first. And I'm challenging myself here a little bit because I was going to do, and I will finish off one card exactly the same, but in a different colour format. But talking to my lovely friend Carol, who probably won't be with us just at the moment because I know she's working today. And she said, well, you can't really do silver with poinsettias. And I thought, let's see, shall we? So let's see. So I've gone completely onto blues and silvers for this card. Let's see how it goes. I have done it in the usual colours that we see in this country, which is the reds and greens. So I'll show you that one shortly. But these are what I'm going to use. So we have got the Merry and the Christmas die, which go together. And as I said, if you happen to have the Happy die that was with the Happy Birthday from some time ago, which there are still some available, you could also be saying Happy Christmas if that is what you wanted to do, and with our Poinsettia corner. So now, let's introduce you to what I've got here. So I'm going to be using blues and silvers. So I have got myself the Midnight Blue in the pearl card, which probably you can see the sheen of it. So like we had the bright gold yesterday, it's the similar sort of thing in as much as it's that pearl foundation card. It's got the sheen to it and it's not got a white core. So it's the same both sides. Teaming that up with some silver mirror card, won't give you too much of that. Actually, I'll turn that one over. But I've also got some of the silver glitter card, ordinary white card, and I've grabbed myself from an old paper pad that I had. I think I've had it about 3 years. And it's just got some pretty little stars and bits and pieces, which I thought would go together quite well with this. So that's all sort of sitting there ready to go. Ready to be cut up a little bit further. So I'll pop that to one side for the moment. But let's do some stamping to start off with and some colouring because that's what I wanted to do today. So I will show you a couple of samples in a short while, which is using this stamp, and I've done it with watercolour. But I wanted to do this one with colouring markers, so therefore I'm using the Memento ink for that. So I'm going to use it with my pens, and we need therefore the Memento one, otherwise the other one leaks somewhat, bleeds shall we say. So I'm just popping that into my stamping press so that we can be sure of getting a good press there. It's come out in one again, but of course with press you can then ink it up if you didn't do it properly. I do use, I mean, this is just an ordinary blackboard rubber, which I just, you know, did a little bit of fancy. I didn't want it to say blackboard rubber over there, I wanted it to be posh. So as you can see, that's all I do is just press it down. Gives it an even way, and instead of having to push with all your thumbs. So there is our Poinsettia. Now, I think we need to do another poinsettia. Now, if I did that, no, I should have done that round the other way, didn't I? Because I do need to do one more. And if I was being sensible, I could have done 2 in one piece, but I didn't. So, hey, because I want to do a little bit of cutting. So let's just, I'm mainly doing this for the flower in the centre, to be honest. So I didn't really need to have the whole thing inked up, but there you go. So don't forget Memento ink if you want to use colouring mediums like I'm going to do there. So now I'm not going to do too much colouring because yesterday we did the embossing so that it's a case of we could see whether you can get away without doing any colouring. And I am going to keep the colouring to a minimum. The next ones I show you will show you a bit different. But I'm just going to colour the green bits in because my poinsettia is going to be white today. So I'm using the Couture Creations pens and I'm not being over fussy. I'm just going to colour in along the lines if I can, and just colour in there. Then we've got some leaves down here which need to be coloured as well. And as I said, I'm cheating, I suppose you could say, by announcing that my flower is a white poinsettia, which is not such a popular colour, but definitely is a colour, if you could call it that. And so I thought, yeah, I think we could do silver with that. So why not? Now, I've got 2 ends to these pens. So one's the brush end and one's the bullet end. So I can just do the pieces that are not quite so easy with that brush end. Just fill in here a little bit. And kind of is down there as well, isn't it? Sort of like that. So then when it comes to these bits of greenery, I'm not going to colour them in. I'm just going to go along the main stem of them, which seems to me anyway, give that sort of illusion of the fact that I've coloured them in, but actually all I've done is drawn a straight line down them. And I think that gives quite a nice illusion that you have actually coloured them all in. Now, I know that looks a little bit stark like that, but hoping that it will look a bit different in a minute. I've now got the gold one, and I'm just going to go over the centre of my poinsettia, which will sort of make that pop a little bit. And therefore, I've got to do the same. Don't forget that I'm cutting just this flower out here. And I'm just going to go over the centre like that. So nothing more than that. That's all I've needed is a yellow and 1 green pen. So there you go. Now let's cut that out. So we're going to do fussy cutting, but I'm not going to be over fussy cutting. I'm just going to go around the edges. Now, I meant to say to you that all orders placed today over the over £20 will be given a free gift today. So look out for that in your packets when they arrive. Don't forget as well that because we're going into the throes of Royal Mail's a few days strike here and there, you may find, unfortunately, through no fault of my own, and I know you appreciate that, that we've got some delays with the post. It is all going to go out to you tomorrow. Many of it is sort of ready to go, but unfortunately, I don't know how far it will go because then they're on strike, aren't they? Just going to go roughly around there. They're on strike on Wednesday, so it may be a couple more days than we would like to think it is. So whilst I'm fussy cutting this out, I will also remind you that I'll be back on Wednesday. So not tomorrow, but the next day. You can't get rid of me now. Back at 6 o'clock with a new launch. And then next Sunday, now, next Sunday is rather special because it will be not a live one, I'm afraid, because I shall be wedding-ified by then. And but it will be the launch of the September John Next Door and Maximum Craft card kit. So do look out for that. It will be a slight delay because, of course, I won't be back for a little while. So you have got the week in which to look at and enjoy and then place your order for such a thing. They will be going out as soon as I get back. But that will be next Sunday. But I will be with you on Wednesday first. And Wednesday, I will show you the wedding cards that I've done. So here's our beautiful poinsettia, cut out like that. And I'm now going to chop this one about as well. As I say, I needn't have wasted all that card. Was a bit naughty, really. So I'm just going to cut out the sort of striped one, if you could call it that. Veined one, I think, is what I should be calling it. So I'm just cutting that. It's really quite an easy one to cut. And I'm cutting right up to the centre here so that if I want movement in each of the petals individually, I can. If I just went to where they join, which is sort of here, it wouldn't give me quite so much movement. So that's entirely up to you, but I like them to look a little bit realistic if I can. So I just cut down as far as right to the centre. So just doing that. And I am going to cut myself out with the dies, one of the centre poinsettia bits. So here we have got, whoops, our white, oh, come here, poinsettia. So that is going to go onto the centre there like that. So let's make up some of the dies first that we need to add to it. So we have got, just a second. We have got these little beauties. So I'm going to cut out one of the glitter, one of the poinsettia pieces in the glitter, but I'm also going to use these dies here. So these are the ones that we're doing today, which is the Merry and the Christmas. And as I think I did briefly say to you before, that you've got 2 backgrounds and 2 foregrounds. So I'm going to cut my backgrounds out in the glitter card. So I'll add those, whoops, to there. And then I'm going to cut from the mirror cards in silver the 2 inner pieces. Inner pieces? I know what I mean. So let's just run them through. So we've got these 2 and those 2. With any luck, they'll all cut out together. You never know. And then I'm going to take our lovely poinsettias and our card base and see how we go. It's good to be different if we can, isn't it, eh? So you could see that I knew it wouldn't, didn't I, really? I put them too far across, so I just need to pop that one through again. So here's my backgrounds, all beautifully done. Pop the poinsettia out. And it's only come out because it was too close to that edge there, not to come out rather. So I will just run that through again. And with the Poinsettia, we have got those pieces. I'm not going to paper piece them back in, but you could do. Oops. Oh, thrown on the floor now. So there's my Mary and my Christmas. And let me just take the Poinsettia out. I think if you were with me yesterday, I was saying about paper piecing these bits in, and these are the bits of waste that I was talking about. I don't want to do that today, but they would make, you know, another completely different look, really. So it is a nice version there. Yeah, I think you can sort of see, as people are saying about the different colours. Obviously, they're not quite as white as this one. And maybe they're more popular elsewhere because Lovely Carol is not in this country. Oh. Am I excited? Yes. So we've got all our elements now. And I'm going to put this together in exactly the same way as I was putting the other one together. So I have got myself a piece of midnight blue card, which is 13.5 centimetres. I can't be doing with the inches anymore. I had a whole day of inches yesterday. No more. 13.5, sorry, 13.5 centimetres by 19.5. I've got an A5 card base, or C5 as they call it. Then I've gone with my silver piece, which is 13 centimetres by quite a few. Wait a minute, this one was, 19.5. So this one must be 13 by 19. Then this one is 12.5 by 18.5. So 12.5 is what we need to cut a bit of this with. So let's go chopping this about. So a 12.5 wide piece. And then I'm going to go for a piece that's about 9 and another small piece, which is about 3. That is just a random size though, no particular size, just what I fancy doing, to be honest. So all our elements together, we now need to have a bit of glue. So let's first of all stick our sentiments. Really easy to add glue to, particularly if the glue is working, because they're really nice chunky sentiments. So sometimes when they're a bit smaller, especially when the pin was in there all night long, you think to yourself, why does that not want to work? Thank you. So quite easy just to pop a little bit of glue on the back. You could, of course, put some spray glue on it. And in my case, remember that I am adding this to glitter card. And glitter card is really effective, but can take longer for things to stick on there. They do stick on there, but they can take a bit longer. So really easy to line up. I'm just going to hold that down, turn it over so that I can give it more pressure on the back, like that, for my word Christmas, which I think looks lovely. Not sure if it's backwards for you. It looks backwards for me, but it might be the right way around for you, because I never quite understand that. And then this one with the word Merry. Make sure I get that round the right way. You've got it upside down now. Upside down and back to front. Again, really easy, not flopping about in the breeze because it's a thicker font. This is actually 9 centimetres long, and this one is another really good one at 12, just over. So it's a really good size for you to do. So let's stick some of these layers together. So let's go for the white layer first. so that you're not blinded really. Straight onto the silver mirror. Again, slot that into place and you've got a nice little silver border all the way around. That's going to go directly onto my midnight blue. Like that. Now, that is then going to go directly onto my card base. As I said, it's an A5 size, so an A4 folded in half type of size, although it was a special card. I didn't fold it in half. Pop that into there. Like that. Then I'm going to take these 2 star panels. One's going to go at the bottom. Now I just want to check, because it's got to go on the white, and you know that's a fraction bigger. So I'm just going to take that fraction off because I don't want that. That's better. That one will do as well. So just a little sliver. So one is going to go down the bottom. Not putting any foam on this. I know. I've got withdrawal symptoms already. So that is going to go right over the top of this white piece here. So no borders or anything, just straight onto the panel there. And then this one up the top. And again, it's just straight onto the panel at the top, like that. Then I'm going to find my words. Merry Christmas. Taking shape already, don't you think? I kind of think suddenly this pops when you put together, marry up the colours. So when you've got like the silver here and the silver on the outside here, it just suddenly makes this pop all together, I think. And then pop that one down there. So we've got our sentiment. Then we're going to take in our easiest coloured poinsettia that you ever did like. Now, forgot to do something. The one thing that I wanted to do with this particular design is trim these bits off here. Now, if you can see, it's sort of more or less symmetrical, except for those bits. And because I want it to go down there, I do want to trim them off. In my other samples, which I'll show you in just a second, I haven't trimmed it off. And you can get, in the die set, stamp set, I mean, there is an extra little bit. So you could even make this longer. You could leave that on and do one the other side so that it was even more symmetrical. But that's how I wish to have it. So we've got our swag, so to speak, which I'm going to place down the bottom there. I'm then going to pull up my little poinsettia pieces, bit of glue into the centre, pop that one into there, and then this one, which I'm just going to bend these up a little bit carefully. It is quite robust actually, but even so. Now that's going to then go straight over the top of that yellow, isn't it, that I did? But hey, you could leave it like that, but you could also do this. And of course, you have got the centres. I haven't done that now, but you have got the centres. And I'm just going to put a bit of glue in the centre, take up one of the faceted gems. And pop that into the centre for this one, because we've gone into silver mode, have we not? So it can be done with a white one. Okay. I think that looks really quite nice. This is especially for Carol. Carol, that's your Christmas card. Let me finish this one. Let me do this one. So this one is version 1 that you all saw me do. This one is version 2. Now, what I've done here is I've got black and I've got mirror card gold and then white. So let's pop those together first. Then I found myself a piece of tartan card. So that, I think the tartan is perhaps getting onto more traditional, maybe. Don't know. Again, just that. So I'm just doing it in exactly the same way, but just a different colourway, that's all. So there's my base. Now I've taken my 2 pieces of tartan. I've chosen a piece of tartan that card which has got greeny colours in, but also like a gold streak, because like I chose here, which has got the silver stars and then the silver bit matching here, this one has got that sort of gold whatever. You see what I mean? It's got that gold line here, and that fits in with that quite nicely. So pop this one at the top like we did. I've got my Merry and my Christmas made up in the gold, and then this time I haven't got the glitter card. I've got the satin card at the back and then the gold card, the mirror card at the front. So I'll put Merry. I mean, you could of course put lots of foam on here, and then it would be very, very polished. Oh, I'm liking that. These are really different, actually, you know. It's surprising. The same thing. Okay, so then I coloured it in red. So there is your traditional one. So I coloured it in red. I also coloured in all of the little berries. And I would say that if you look at the design of the berries, they have got that little highlight bit, you know, that people leave a white pen on whatever. So if you just miss that out, it gives that effect without having to do an awful lot more to it. And then when you look at how much I coloured it, that's how all of the ink seeps through. But with this, I just went over these shadow bits with the same colour pen, just use one colour, but I think it gives a bit of a darker, can you see that? Bit of a darker sort of base to it. So that one's going to go down the bottom, just like we did with the other one. I've already chopped that bit off so that it wasn't there anymore. And we've got our poinsettia into the centre there. Turn it around so it's like that. Then the beautiful one there. Like that. And then I think we use 3 little dots. Do you know what? Let's use the proper pickup tool, otherwise we'll never get hold of it, will we? Oh! Right. There. Gosh, they want to stay stuck, do they not? There we are. So there's the little gold berry, sugar berries, which are really lovely. Whoops. So there you've got 2 different versions, but of the same card. So one is in much more in your traditional colours, this one. Well, traditional over here anyway, but then equally as lovely, I think, done in the other colours. There's just this white and silver just looks, they do look really different, don't they? And I'm sure that you've all got some some spare papers. You didn't need very much. You really didn't need very much. But also, if you didn't have any coloured card, you could, of course, make your own with any sprays or anything like that. But you could also just do a piece of embossed ordinary card, and then, you know, just do a bit of blue card and emboss it. Maybe just put some Mica Magic or some Gilded Touch on the top of it. So just before we all get excited with those, here are some more that I've done. So this one, very basic, one could say. This is just using the inner die of the Merry Christmas and using it as a proper corner. So I've just cut that, that is completely flat. So again, if you just want that flat card, this is the sort for you. This is a slimline or DL type card. I've just stamped it in the memento again because I've coloured it again with my alcohol markers, but completely flat. And then just the Merry Christmas, which I've cut out from the ruby red satin card. So it's got a sheen, but it's not, you know, in your face, which I think looks really nice. Now this one was actually coloured, watercoloured. So it's on watercolour card, and then it is done. So it's a really different look. It's much more sort of shabby chic look, really, because you can see the difference in the two different things here. And it's done with the, hold on, the watercolour paints, the Carnival Brights, this one. So I've just, because then that's got like a sheen to it. Not sure if you can see the sheen, but it has. So I've just used green and a red and not been sort of over precious with it. And then I've taken again the Merry Christmas, because I've coloured, because I've outlined in black. This time this was with the VersaFine one because I wanted to watercolour it. So I've outlined in black, so I've put a black around the outside there and therefore cut this out in black. But maybe not 100% sure about it being cut in black. I think maybe it would have been better in a red, but whatever. So you can see that the beautiful stamp, how it works, but with the words as well. You could just do a card which just says Merry Christmas, really. You know, you could literally have a 4x6, the usual smallish cards, just put Merry Christmas on it, a few of the sugar berries, and you're done. If you want to do batch making, that's the way, isn't it? So lots of different, and then to the same, but again, a completely different look. So there we go. The end of our 2-day bank holiday special. Don't forget, any orders today only, up until midnight today, over the price of £20 will receive a free gift. The free things are all random, but they are all worth at least £5, so they will be popped into your baskets as well. Whoops, it's on the move. I will be back on Wednesday at 6 o'clock for the launch. That will then be the 31st of August. I will show you the wedding cards that I've made then, and that will be my last real live for a week or so until I'm back from the wedding, which they now are saying is going to rain. Can you believe that? Of all the flipping times, how many weeks have we had without any rain? And Saturday is the first day that they suggest it's going to rain. Hey ho, hey ho. So I hope you've enjoyed those. I will put them all up on the website for you, the Facebook page. Please share this and snapshot any photographs and share those, and yeah, it would be great. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Hope you have an enjoyable rest of your bank holiday Monday. Love to everyone that was here, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.